Hello and welcome back to the Beanbag. Today I wanted to show you some of the figures from Star Trek Generations, which, if you're familiar with the debacle about the Star Trek Generations figures, they, when the toy line for the movie actually came out, they got produced wearing what was technically the wrong uniform, because they had designed new uniforms that were going to be used during the movie, and then at the last minute sort of had a change of heart and went to using the regular uniforms from the show combined with the uniforms from Deep Space Nine. So that's actually what these are going to be. Some of them are the ones that they actually made, some of them are customs of mine. First is actually Captain Picard. This was actually put out with the Deep Space Nine line, which is why he's got the round comm badge on versus the square one, oval shape. I'm not sure what you would call it. Which the body was actually a reuse of the Dr. Bashir body, painted with the maroon shoulders on with the Captain Picard head. Then there's this is a custom of Commander Riker, which this is actually a Chief O'Brien body with a Riker head on it, which is the same way that they made the Thomas Riker figure, which the funny thing about that one is that in that episode Thomas Riker never actually wore gold. He was in he was actually dressed like Riker was throughout Next Generation. But the interesting thing about that is that in the movie, Frakes was actually wearing a reuse of the uniform that was worn by Sisko throughout the series, which is why he had to roll the sleeves up, is because Frakes is a little bit taller, so it actually caused the sleeves to be a little short on him. This is actually one of the first ones, Data, that got released as an actual Star Trek Generations figure. This was one of the first ones also that the body is actually a reuse of the Sisko, the Captain Sisko first line body, but they did manage to change the comm badge to the sort of square shape that they had from the movie. And then they also, there he is, released Geordi, and it's the same thing. You can actually, if you look especially at the hands, you can see that they're the exact same, both of them being that Sisko figure reused with the altered comm badge. Then they did release, she never appeared in the uniform, but Dr. Crusher. There was supposed to be a scene where she was in this uniform, but that never actually happened in the movie. But they did release this as an official part of the line. Now, this is another custom I made where I actually took, and it was a Jadzia Dax body, and I put a Counselor Troi head on it, because even though, again, she never officially wore this in the movie, I wanted to have a version of her wearing this. And then the last one is one that, again, it's not one from the movie, but I was like, you know what, we never got to see Worf wearing the gold-shouldered uniform. And so I custom made this, and that's just the DS9 Worf, and I just repainted the shoulders from the maroon to the gold color, and that way I could have my version of this figure. And so that's the crew from Star Trek Generations wearing the Voyager DS9 styled shoulder colored uniforms. Thank you for joining me this time, and I hope to see you next time.